Hey guys, welcome to Tarot Harmony. This is going to be a general read. So let's go ahead and get started with the oracle cards to set the tone for the read. Alrighty, so universe, what messages do you have for us today? Do you have some guidance? Maybe some advice? Some insight? Warnings? Affirmations? What messages do you have for us today? And I feel like that one wants to leap out as well as that one. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll see what she has to say to us today. So I have patience, fertility, emotional loss, love begins, and firm foundation. So I feel like we're going to be talking about taking time to nurture ourselves and healing. I think within that is going to be setting a firm foundation for moving forward in the future and finding success. I have wisdom, stand your ground, suffering in silence, solitude, and the waiting game. So I feel like patience and the waiting game is speaking to not only has this been going on for a while, this hurt, the emotional loss, the suffering in silence, but also that healing from it and moving forward is going to be a bit of a process for you as well. I don't feel like it's going to be an overnight change. I feel like it's something that you're going to have to work at. I feel that it's a very personal journey for you, and that's what the solitude card is speaking to. I feel like this is learning to love yourself again, and that stand your ground is all about taking back control of your life and your emotions. I have the Five of Cups here, and the Five of Cups represents feeling stuck in negative emotions, sometimes hurt, sometimes loss, sadness, so much so that you have trouble seeing positive things around you. I feel like it's tied into the Seven of Swords, which represents a situation which you felt was unfair or something was taken from you unfairly. I have the Seven of Wands as well. To me, the Seven of Wands is a lot like stand your ground. It's all about taking back control of the direction of your life. I feel like it's very much a choice because I have the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups represents options, weighing your options, carefully choosing wisely. So I feel like it's speaking to you being able to see that allowing these emotions to consume you is a choice. And moving forward and moving away from them is also a choice. I have the Ten of Cups, which represents abundance in the home life. I feel like that is also a choice. Choosing to find happiness, choosing to let go. I have the Page of Swords, which represents delayed or disappointing news. I feel like I don't want to call it disappointing news, but I feel like it definitely ties into the emotional loss. I feel like maybe we're talking about a romantic relationship that came to an end, and not an end that you chose. It was an end that somebody else chose, and I think that's why it hurts so much more too, because I feel like it was maybe unexpected. And I don't feel like you got closure, and that's what the Seven of Swords is speaking to. It's speaking to it feeling unfair, that you don't know why. I have the Five of Wands, which represents conflict. I feel like this is speaking of an inner conflict within you. It's tying into the suffering and silence and the emotional loss, and the confusion, and being able to get closure, to move forward. I have the Nine of Swords, which speaks of feeling trapped in negative thoughts or emotions, so much so that you have trouble finding clarity and seeing your way clear of them and being able to move forward. I feel like this is definitely where you're stuck at here, and I feel like it's been like this for a while and getting progressively worse. I have the Hanging Man, which represents that you are capable of finding success. The only thing that could possibly hold you back is you. And when I say you, I'm speaking of this confusion, of the sadness, of the hurt, of the loss. I'm speaking of allowing these emotions to hold you back, because again, this read is speaking a lot of choice, and you choosing your future, you choosing how to be in this world. I have the Page of Wands, which represents good news on the way. I feel like it definitely speaks to your capability of moving forward and healing. I feel like the Hermit card, is recommending taking time for reflection and maybe some soul searching too. To be able to sort of look at your situation from a new perspective, and that might be where you find your clarity. I feel like there's going to be inner truths within that you're going to learn. I feel like the Knight of Swords is speaking to that. I have the Queen of Wands. I feel passion and ambition and drive. I feel like this is you. I feel like once you're able to move forward and leave this in the past, I feel like it's going to give you a new passion for life again. I feel like this ties into the love begins, loving yourself again, loving life again. I have the Nine of Cups, which represents happiness and abundance, and the Sun card, which represents positive things manifesting for you in your life. And I believe that it comes with this choice. That's when you're going to notice the positivity coming your way. It's when you're going to notice a change in just the way you feel on a daily basis as well. I have the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords can represent selfish or short one victories. I feel like it's speaking to hanging on to this anger towards your ex, hanging on to just hanging on to the relationship, not being able to let go and move forward, and sort of staying stuck. I feel like this read is all about choice. I have the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups represents starting a bright new journey forward and leaving the past behind. So definitely a choice for you to be able to move forward. I feel like within doing that, within letting go, you're going to find that solid foundation for a happy future and a happy home life. I have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is very generous, very caring, very kind, very confident. I feel like these are some of the qualities that you already possess, but I feel like that confidence and that self-esteem and that feeling of inner success, I feel like that's going to come with moving forward and healing and progressing. I have the Wheel of Fortune card, which represents your fortunes changing for the better. So definitely getting a lot of cards that are showing that you are more than capable of moving forward, of letting go, and within that, finding success and finding happiness. I have the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords represents a disappointing ending, but one that was beneficial for you in the long run. So I feel like it's speaking to this relationship coming to an end. And that even though it was hurtful, it's leading you on a path in life that you're going to wind up benefiting from. And I feel like it's on a deep personal and spiritual level. I have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords speaks of feeling stuck in confusion and having trouble seeing your way clear to choosing a path, finding clarity. It also speaks of taking a step back from your situation and looking at it in a new light. And I feel like the new light is taking emotion out of it and looking at it from a more analytical and logical point of view. I feel like that's what the King of Swords is speaking to, because those are the qualities that tend to go with this King of Swords. As someone who's not as emotional, who thinks very logically, I feel like because your heart is really stuck in these emotions, like to be able to find that clarity that the Hermit is talking about in the Knight of Wands, you're going to have to move beyond your heart and look at things with your head, I think. I have the Knight of Wands here. The Knight of Wands speaks to moving. And he sometimes speaks of moving residences. That's a lot of times that's what goes with him. But I feel like he's speaking to just moving on. It's not just moving out and getting a new address. I feel like he's just speaking of moving forward, leaving the past behind. Yeah, it was definitely a romantic relationship that came to an end, because I have the Three of Swords here, which represents heartbreak. And the Two of Cups, which speaks to a relationship But I do have the Death card here, and the Death card is all about transition, not bad transition. This is good transition. This is a new chapter in your life. I feel like this is gonna be more of a change for you than you actually realize, and you won't fully comprehend it until you've moved past this. And I think that's when you're going to be able to see the benefit of it. Because I think until you've been able to fully heal and move on and find that inner peace again in that healing, you're not going to be able to see the benefits, but the benefits will be within you and will be spiritual. And as I said, I pulled the crown chakra, and the crown chakra represents your spirituality. I have partnerships and alliances in spiritual union. So I feel like this relationship that came to an end, this was not a spiritual union. You two were not meant to be together. And that's why the relationship came to an end. I feel like by that person being removed from your life, it allows space for the spiritual union to come in, for the person you're actually meant to be with to come into your life. And I feel like by you being able to move forward and heal from it, it also opens up that space. It puts you in a place where you're more receptive to it, and where the universe can bring this person to you. Alrighty guys, that's what the card said to me today. I hope that you enjoyed the read. Please feel free to comment if it resonated with you. I would love to hear about it. And feel free to like or subscribe if you're not already part of our community here at Tarot Harmony. We would love to have you. Take care.